Welcome to another Mad Chats and Recaps with myself and Tasha.
Hi.
Tasha,
Yay.
it's wonderful to
Recaps.
see you. Recap time. Yeah. We'll start off with, the recaps for this week. I just completely lost my train of thought. I don't know where it went. The recaps that we are covering this week are for the week of April the 24th through April the 30th of 2023. And we will start with Sundered Faete. Tasha, what happened on Sundered Faete this past session?
All sorts of stuff. Let's see. So, our heroes, fleeing Sunhaven and the knocking of the door beneath the lake with all due haste, begin the long 3.5-month journey back to Obermon's mill. Over the course of the journey, Tuna now contends with the wolf within, werewolf, hashtag, which wants to hunt, eat, and live true to its primal nature.
Fun.
Across the 3-month journey, each month having 4 nights of the full moon, Tuna manages to either hold their inner wolf at bay or lead it subconsciously away from their camp when it takes over. Finally, returning to Obermon's mill, the group is confronted and questioned by Faete Elevere. And once making it inside the city, they experience an altogether different Obermon's mill than the one they're used to, which was just devastating. It was just devastating. Finally, making it to Ayvaline's estate, they're invited in by Indolin, only to find Ayvaline already has a couple of guests with her, a new quest on one couch, and the detective that had been questioning them on the other.
Oh, some detective work.
I hate that detective. So this detective, the very first episode, had arrested us all or brought us in for, not arrested, but brought us in for questioning. And I don't like him. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
So I'm just waiting for the recap or for when I watch for Tuna to not be able to lead their wolf self, their werewolf self subconsciously away from the camp. And when that all breaks loose,
Yep,
in the middle of the night, hopefully Tuna stays on watch with someone and doesn't de-watch by themselves.
We'll see. Ladrin's going to send them over to the research facility to see if they have anything that can help.
Okay.
Besides, like, putting them in chains or something to just, like, as protection. I don't know.
That's a choice, I guess. Yeah, if the chains could hold them. You could find chains that could hold the werewolf power.
I mean, it worked in Vampire Diaries, so
it did. I did.
It's out
That's
there.
Probably where I saw it. I mean, I didn't watch Vampire Diaries, but my mom loved Vampire Diaries. So yeah. So I'm a little confused with this Oberman's meal, Stephanie? Oberman's mill. So why is it so? Y'all have been there before as a group, or just everyone? Okay, and it was different. It was fun. Yeah, it was fine.
It was thriving.
It was
thriving.
And
everyone was happy.
How was it different this time?
So it looks decrepit. It's run down all of a sudden. Like, a lot of businesses are closed, homeless. There's food stations set up. We don't know. That's what we're gonna find out.
Didn't y'all go to the Feywild? Did any time pass while you were in the Feywild?
So, if I remember correctly, I think it took us 3.5 months to get to Sunhaven and 3.5 months to get back. So 7 months.
It's been 7 months.
And then I think the Feywild was a 2-month in the prime, like time-wise. So maybe 9 months we've been gone.
Okay.
Like,
so 9 months.
We were there
close to a
4
year
months ago.
Okay.
Wait, we did go back in between. So we'll say 4 months ago we were there and it was fine. I think that's what it was. Yeah. So
Weird.
we'll say in 4 months, this everything's been falling apart.
Huh. Okay. That'll be interesting to find out why. I
I
mean, it seems like
know.
there's some kind of time issue. Um,
I don't
okay, all right.
know. Yeah.
No sign
Yeah.
of
We'll just
fire or anything, just
no.
look like dilapidation.
Yep.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yep.
I'm sure that there's
Yep.
DM has something up his sleeve.
We'll
Okay.
find out Tuesday.
I guess we'll find out Tuesday. All right. So that brings us to In Extremis. In this
Mhm.
past week's episode of In Extremis, Rin, Zia, Alana, and Sadie gather the components Rin has asked for to unlock Zia's memories, as well as view the memories from this time from of her mother and siblings to get a complete picture of what happened here and hopefully discover what happened to her father. They bring the materials to the scry holder, which is this room in the estate that we found on Macaw Island that has this huge contraption that's all eyes and pretty much looks like a huge beholder, but it's like metal and like part of the room. But it just has a bunch of eyes on it. On the ninth floor of the estate was where the scry holder is, and Rin begins the ritual. A clear picture in those, like the eyes open up in different areas, which is really cool. A clear picture of Jolene's, Zia's, and even Titania's early years present on the large eyes as they act like viewing screens. The story unfolds through these eyes and the eyes of their father and Zia's mother, Marilyn. A dark tale with many twists and turns. All of the sparse memories that had returned to Zia now fit into the larger picture. The entire truth laid bare. She finally learns what happened to her father and her siblings and why. With time, with time of the essence, though the nightmare corpse in the power chamber of the island needed to be dealt with. And Alana, Zia, and Sadie do exactly that. So after we were done with this scry holder, um, and we saw this horrible past of like Zia's mother had this prophecy that if she like having children with Zia's father, one of them would be this prophesied person. I can't think of the name of what they would like sun holder. I don't know. I'm thinking about Scryholder. That's like the Sun Child or something. I don't remember. But this prophesied person. Um, and so their mother would put them through all of these rigorous, dangerous Arcana tests from like 3 months old, or yeah, like a couple months old, I think. Um, that pretty much drained them and was very dangerous to them and abusive. Honestly, kind of a very
Yeah.
abusive. Um, and yeah, and once she found that this third child, Titania, was this prophesied at like 3 months old, that was this prophesied person, um, that she just kind of left Sia behind, just kind of left Sia in the city, erased her memories, and left with with the baby that was this prophesied individual. Now we have met.
Okay.
That was Titania. Now we've met Titania as an adult, and we're actually friends with her. But she is still under the power of the mother. Like she spoke of her mother. Um. So yeah. Super wild and sad and heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But now we all have a clear picture. We all know what happened. Um. So the Ren needed to get to this other floor to get the power chamber of the island started, and we had to go through some nightmare corpses, two of them, um, and like a well-oiled war machine. We cut through these dangerous foes with devastating attacks and accuracy. It was actually a very good fight. My character almost went down, almost died. But well, I mean, almost went unconscious, but did okay. But also, it was revealed to the group that my character Sadie has a different form, has can and
What?
also in battle can turn into kind of like a beast. uh,
Like a wild shape?
well, it's actually a beast barbarian.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I love yes.
yeah,
No.
yeah. So yeah. So it was a very revealing, revelation-filled episode on Saturday.
Yeah. Every time I heard Jolene, I just played the song.
Uh-huh.
Jolene.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's all that happened these past sessions with Sundered Fate and In Extremis. Announcements. We just pretty much have our merch store on the website, madbirdstreams.com. We have another campaign coming up next month and a half or so. Yeah. As far as birthdays go, um, the only birthdays that we know of was Bearopotamus's birthday on April the 30th. So happy birthday, Bearopotamus, if you see this. Sorry we're, a few days late, but and if we missed anyone's birthday, happy birthday, and we hope it was a good week, or it will be a good week for you. So
Yes.
be sure to tune into our campaigns. Tuesday nights we have Sundered Fate at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And then Saturday nights we have In Extremis at 10 p.m. Eastern time. So, all right. Well, I think that's all that we have.
Yep.
We'll see you in Twitch. We'll see you in Discord. And we'll see you next time. All right.
Yep.
Bye.
start maybe. Hi everybody. Hello. Yeah, here we go. Episode 20. Alright, I just want to make sure that pretty sure I set all this up yesterday. Just want to make sure I've got the right title in Twitch, because anxiety's like, did you, Dan? Did you set it up though? Just take a look. I did. Yay! Let's climb some mountains and get cold. That's the rest of the title. Let's climb. Which means it's gonna be a good night. I entirely lost. Oh yes. Well, I hope you're all having a lovely week so far. Yeah, Tuesday. And so nice to have you here, players. Yay. And viewers as well. I'm not mute my phone. Here we go. I heard Discord sound go off. We don't need that picking up.
I was muted. I wonder who that was. I realized I missed it last week, so I was like, okay, I'm going to make sure we announce it this week.
Oh, okay. Just checking in real quick. What's up? Playing. Checking in, checking in. Background noise. Okay. Okay. You're making you. It's challenging. Oh, sorry. I just didn't want to set you up for something that you want to do. Okay. Oh, okay, let's see. Where are we? I don't have an opening scene because I was doing a bunch of other things. Womp womp. But if you caught the recap, you have a pretty good idea of where we are. Back in Obermon's mill after all of this traveling and all this journey. And first confronting Faete. All of you are outside, or rather Faete confronting all of you. Her cybirds having kept an eye out for the, at least for Dia, as best they had described by her warehouse worker. Interestingly, she put up a zone of truth spell and asked, like, okay, did you take it? My bar, my 10-pound chunk of crystal. And Legion stepped up to say no. Reviewing our past episodes, you did in fact know. It was Feyre did take it, and while you were all sitting around, Feyre gave it to Ayvaline, put it up on the desk. I was like, here we go. So, but nevertheless, Faete walked away. Oh, okay. And went back into the city. The city itself, gosh, entirely different. With so many businesses shut down, folks finding themselves out in the streets. A number of the larger park areas having been converted to sort of tent areas to weather the elements for a lot of the folks that are currently homeless, and supply them with food and drink and necessities. You all made your way right over to Ayvaline's. Discuss, what you've been through and that you retrieved the chest and everything else. Keeping it protected and making sure that nobody opened it as well. Dia had a moment just to share the importance of continuing on to Crestforge and how she just wanted to ask everyone to not jeopardize it by looking in the chest. Upon arriving at Ayvaline's, Endlin greeted them and welcomed them in, and in the sitting area found Ayvaline at the end of a long coffee table and couch on either side. On the left-hand side, someone unfamiliar, and on the right-hand side, Detective Cloudfang, that had been sort of haranguing everybody, asking questions. She's the one that brought them all in session 1. Yeah. And so I think that we can kind of pick it up right there. Yeah, you all walk in, and that's Ayvaline. Oh, welcome. Please pull up a seat. All right, you all sort of came in. I think Tuna stood behind the couch, and Feyora in the doorway, not entering the room. Dia and Latron, are you two pulling up a seat?
I'm absolutely sitting. We've been
Nice.
traveling forever, and it was awful.
Pull up a comfy seat. Do you want to sit in the stranger side or the detective side?
Also, that's a very good question. All cops are bastards, so I'll sit with the stranger.
Nice, yes. Latron, how about you?
I think she's going to be on her broom.
Oh, okay.
Hovering
Mm-hmm.
by somewhere near Dia.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. You kind of hover behind the just behind the couch near Dia.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Oh, yes. Well, I believe you all already know Detective Cloudfang. Well, we'll save. This is the other individual. We'll discuss our meeting notes later, but they're eager to meet you. I think you've been eager to meet them. And you see this other individual is a forest gnome. Let's see. Probably in her early 100s or so fairly spry and young. She has short, tousled, brunette hair with little highlights of red throughout. Jade green eyes. It looks like she's maybe like 3.5 feet tall. Height, a little tough to tell as she's sitting on the couch. Her outfit, though clearly designed for exploration and wilderness, consists of some rugged cloth coverings in soft greens and a sturdy leather in these rich reddish brown hues. Just sitting on the edge of the couch, and as you sit, Dia, hello, gives a nice nod, make sure you have room. Pleasure. Detective Cloudfang just kind of looks, across at everybody and back to Ayvaline, clearly not expecting you all either. And Ayvaline says, yes, well, we were just wrapping up our meeting. As it turns out, Detective Cloudfang here has discovered evidence come to light recently that Citron's butler was behind that death and the deaths of the others at Citron's estate.
Gasp.
Ayvaline gives kind of like a like over the detective, like isn't that interesting, detective? And the detective, Right. Listen, I hope you don't take anything that we went through personally. It's just that's part of the process. You were there. There was a lot. We had to sort of eliminate your suspects, but I'd say it's all behind us now. And I think the best thing you can do is if you hear anything comes across your ears about Citron's butler, her whereabouts are currently unknown. So if you hear anything, just please let us know. Keep your chins up out there. Still trying to tell you to stay above board. Kind of awkwardly looks around and back at Ayvaline. Yes, well, thank you, detective. Please, Enderlin will see you out. Thank you for the information. And glad to see you're following leads back to the truth. Thank you. And kind of calls Enderlin over to collect the detective. Briskly walks out and leaves the estate. And as the door closes and they leave, Ayvalin's like, oh, all right. Whew, I'm terribly sorry for the timing of that. The detective had some information for me, but also felt it prudent to share as Enderlin here was serving as your lawyer, interim lawyer, that any suspicion has moved on from you all. So, I wish they'd do a better job of not jumping to such conclusions and following evidence where it actually lay. I understand, of course, that she had to pursue what she had to pursue, but I don't think she needed to do it the way she did it. But you're all such a sight for sore eyes. Please make yourselves comfortable. Kind of gesturing over to Feora and Ladrian that are up.
What's happening in town? I know we've been gone for some time, but mentioning just the homeless population and the soup kitchens that have been set up,
It's a troubling sight. Quite a bit, actually. Did Ladrian and Feora move to one of the couches?
Now that the detective has left, then yeah, she'll get off of her broom and go sit down.
Okay.
Vera will walk into the room, but she won't sit down.
Okay. All right. Well. Let's see. She's gonna cover this with. I'm terribly sorry. Fenka, would you mind? Enderlin will bring you out to. There's an absolute. The chef is working on something incredible today. Enderlin will bring you over. You can taste test some of the food on its way. Just have a couple private matters to speak with our friends here. And sure, right. And Enderlin guides you out of the room. And once she's clear, yes, the city. Well, quite a bit has happened. Well, as you know, you've been gone for about 6 months. Just a little over. This all happened a bit slowly at first, and then just sort of escalated rather quickly in the middle. Well, it's all comes back to Oren healing, I believe. The mines and caves within Oren began to heal and close. there was, I mean, I have to describe better. Okay. People were stationed at night at first to keep watch and see what was happening overnight when these were healing. They weren't healing during the day. But where people were stationed was not healing, likely Oren not wanting to swallow people up. But other caves and mines were, they couldn't monitor them all. But by the end of the second month, or over that first month, even the patrolled caves were sealing themselves up and simply forcing people to flee. And by the end of the second month, all the mines were filled, and the mountain, as everyone believes it to be, was filled in solid. Stone of the mountain became virtually unbreakable as they were trying to mine their way back in. Of course, that's an issue for the city, as they mine not only Arcstone, but even high-quality mundane ore. Basically, the city began rationing its Arcstone, as supply was now cut off completely. Public transportation shut down, the rails, everything runs on Arcstone, of course. Might notice at night there's very limited lighting now. But the miners all lost work. And without work, of course, they lost their homes, they lost their ability to support other businesses, retail and otherwise, and some businesses that relied on, well, of course, the miners eating, drinking, using their services. They've also begun going out of business. Now, the city has never, they've taken measures to vote on creating a stockpile of Arcstone, but the supply was seemingly so endless or vast that they never quite got around to properly stockpiling. I, however, did, seeing that it's just good business, I think, to be prepared for things such as this. And so I've long been stockpiling Arcstone, figuring if a day like this ever happened, or they were struggling to find a new deposit, I'd be ready. So I've been selling Arcstone to the city to make up for their lack of foresight.
Can I get a read on Ayvaline, please?
Yeah, you do an insight check.
This is all very convenient for her having a new search. Well, I just want to get a bead on, is this a sense of, like, yes, I am being altruistic, but I also have to pay my mortgage? Or is this a, I am benefiting very greatly? Just want to get a read on her.
Okay, go for it.
It is an 11.
Okay. You pretty clearly get the sense that it's nothing like, haha, this is excellent and now I can cash in. It's more that there is a sense of, I don't want the city to come to a halt and I want to help, but also a business sense of, like, she probably didn't think this day would come, but it's a good business practice, and now she's going to make some money. You do get the feeling like she's making decent money off of this, but not like price gouging or outright highway robbery or anything like that.
Understood.
But it's pretty even balance between, like, yeah, I want to make sure the whole city doesn't shut down, and yeah, I want to make money. I mean, she's really wealthy and has businesses in numerous cities, as you would all. Someone knew that. I think Feora had shared at one point. So definitely very business savvy.
Okay.
But well, there you have it. That's sort of brought the city to where it is today. I think they'll be good for, and with my reserves and the limited reserves that they have already, it should be enough time to transition out of Arcstone use and into some other form of, well, whatever everyone else is doing, I suppose. Miners should likely, hopefully, find wood mining in another city. And that's the way of things, I suppose. Change. But it's a sad state in the meantime, right? It's difficult to see.
Yes, it is unfortunate. I don't mean to be rude, in very brusquely changing the subject. We've retrieved the chest for the guide, and that's why we are now here.
Lovely. Well, let me call her back. Ding, 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 ding. Rings, a little bell, and Endolin comes over. She's like, I'm ready. And she goes and retrieves, the person again. Make sure I have our thing set up right. Yeah, thank goodness I checked first. Enter. Okay, I'm switching to battle for the purpose of showing it. Just to make sure I'm on my best behavior with saying that. Alright, let me jump back. Hit the button. Boop. Okay. And so the same individual returns. And let me put one of these up in Discord. Alright. Sundered Faete. Right. Yes, please, have a seat again, Fenka. Would you mind introducing yourself to my friends? They've I believe retrieved what you were looking for. And she hops back up on the couch. Again, 3.5 feet tall, so legs dangle a bit. Well, all right. It's a pleasure to meet everyone. Thank you so much for getting what it was I needed. My name is Fenkasis. It's Fenkasis Banksas Odakini Zenlin, but just call me Fenka if you wish. Keeps it short and simple, like me. And you all are, and just kind of look at like Dia first.
Yes, Dia.
Pleasure. And on the broom. I love it.
Adrian? Thank
Pleasure.
you.
And there was someone here. I swore I saw them one moment and then not the next, and then I saw them, and then they were like they blend in with the darkness. I don't see them anymore.
They went that way.
That's you, Favor, of course. Oh, it's incredible. It's a pleasure. Yeah. And of course Tuna, of themselves as well. It's a pleasure, Tuna. Lovely. Right, so you've procured the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Oh, right.
from the bag of holding.
I
One person's
forgot.
holding the
Yeah,
bag.
that's in there.
Mhm.
Come on.
Luna's pulling the chest out. They've got like the end of the chest. Someone else is pulling the other end of the bag because it just barely fits. And tunk. Oh, that's magnificent. I'll just if you don't mind, of course, I trust Ayvaline very much, and I'm just gonna make sure things are intact from when I left it. Not that
By all
that's a
means.
remark on you. Perfect. And they're going to as they touch the chest, it shrinks to about a quarter of its size. Seems to get much lighter. And she pardon me a moment, kind of heads over into the corner of the room, kind of faces away, and you can hear the little tiny opening of the chest. Here, close and latch. Oh, I can't thank you enough. Oh, all right. Well, she takes it as she moves it towards her jacket, and in her jacket pocket, the chest gets even smaller still and just tucks nicely inside.
I'm gonna have to learn how to do that.
What?
Lovely. All right. Oh, that's so. All right. Well.
How did you manage to lose a chest that you can shrink down and put in a pocket?
Well, there's a bit of a sequence that I've, paired most of it, and I just finished it just now. But it takes a good 10 minutes to go through the whole sequence, or 11 minutes to go through the whole sequence to do that. I did not have that time when I was fleeing Sunhaven, unfortunately. But Lake was always well, I mean, I was already out in the lake. But in part of my fleeing, I thought that's probably the safest place. Let it sink and come back later. But the people I was fleeing from gained a larger and larger presence there in Sunhaven. I wasn't able to go back.
All right.
But you're all looking to take this journey to get past Crestforge Mountains. So well, if you're willing, let's talk about that.
Yes.
I'll start by saying we'll be facing off against the extreme cold of the mountains, the wildlife that inhabits it, all while be needing to be as stealthy as conceivably possible, so as not to be caught by the patrols in the air and on the mountains, all while navigating the myriad environmental challenges that are rather circuitous path through the mountains will require us to overcome. So I'm just going to ask each of you beforehand, now that you know that your lives can be at stake. This is a very dangerous trek. Or is still something you wish to do?
Ladrin looks at Dia.
Yeah, turning toward the others. Due to the circumstances of which we were trying to get here, I should have asked beforehand. But I do need your help. All of your helps to do this, and it would mean a lot to me if you came with me.
A, I'll go with you because it's you. B, I would absolutely not miss this for the world. So, I'm in.
I'm really good at talking with plants and animals, so I feel like you're gonna need me anyways.
Probably.
And also really good at letting us all be sneaky. So, yes, I'll go.
Okay.
Luna's probably going to say something along the lines of, well, you've all just helped me deal with something rather dangerous. Very dangerous, as it turned out. And who's going to had to catch you when you fall off the mountain, dear, if not me.
My heart.
Of course I'll go. Okay. Sensing that Dia's the center of this, Fenka will just kind of keep an eye on you as everyone agrees, just to get that final okay.
Yes.
Well, good. There's nothing to do but to do it then. So, here's what you need to know. Here's what you need to know. It's a bit of a haul to get up there. I think maybe a month or a month and a half to get to the base of the mountains. This is, we'll actually meet with other people there at the mall of the city. I believe Ayvaline said that you're technically on the list of approved visitors. So those are the people that we'll be meeting up with. They have sort of an introductory portion that's not part of the city in the mountain. It's sort of out at the base of the mountain. And you register there, you confirm you're on this list. And they don't actually care much there. There's a proper registry in the mountain. So we're going to skip. Unless you want to stop in, sometimes you can get general information, but we don't really need much of that. We're going to stop at this introductory portion of the city at its base. And, which again is sort of a waypoint for travelers and adventurers. They can also wait for entry there. They can put their names on the list there. Not everyone has, the connections that Ayvaline does. Many have to travel there, put their name on the list, and then wait several months. So there's a lot of people there in that portion waiting their turn. And because they don't check names here, it's also a great place for trade and goods and other materials with a number of distant cities in the continent here. Quite a few people travel up there to visit the city and such. Of course, we're not going into the city itself. Once every 2 weeks, they call travelers from this sort of way station, city at the base of the mountain, up into the city itself. You're already approved and on the list, so if we time it right, so if we leave within the next 2 or 3 days, I mean, we can leave tomorrow or today if you wish to, but no later than 3 days from now, we'll get there in time to have a couple of days to relax, and then your name will be selected in that next trip up to the actual Crestforge city that's within the mountain. But the trek between those points is not well guarded, as there's almost no need for it to be through there. So this is where we'll actually separate from the pack on the journey up to the actual Crestforge mountain. This way we don't ever have to supply our names if we don't want to in that preliminary way station portion. And that's where the true journey begins. That's where the journey will start getting difficult. The path from there is not at all direct. It requires passing many natural hazards, through the habitat of some very dangerous creatures. We'll need to be as stealthy as possible, so keep that in mind constantly once we reach that point. You're fine until we disembark from the normal path, then stealth is key. There's actually a flower that blooms on the mountain that will help us. It's a few days, several days in, so we're sort of on our own being stealthy, but this flower, they're called snow caps. I can make a magical poultice of sorts that will greatly assist us for the remainder of the trek. It's got to be picked fresh, so I can't keep a supply. And they only grow there on the mountaintop. But basically, as she describes in whatever terms would make sense in world, it adds +10 to stealth. It doesn't stack with
Pass without a trace.
Thank you. It doesn't stack with that, but it's permanent. It like lasts for weeks once you get it. As long as you're like there.
Ooh.
Actually, it
Oh.
remains. It's longer than weeks, but as long as you're like up there in that environment, it'll continue doing its job for way longer than you'll need to be there. So it
Okay.
kind of puts an ease on anyone casting Pass Without Trace. You don't have to worry about being within 30 feet of one another, or the spell slot, or recasting. So there's some assistance with that. But I also need to be clear, just to set expectations. Once we get to the other side, you'll find yourself in a tundra that's locally known as Tegradoth. There's a unique language that you learned growing up,
Yeah.
and you recognize this means frozen maw in that unique language.
Holy
Tegradoth.
shit.
Mm-hmm. It's rather expansive. I don't know how long it goes because that's as far as I go. Other side of the mountain and say off, but from there, the other side of the mountain, I don't know what's out there, and I don't really want to find out. I have heard plenty of people of the mountains there within Crestforge, as it took quite a bit of travel through there to discover this route. I'm so sorry, I lost my place. Right, something out there, doesn't know what it is, doesn't want to find out. Right, because they have an entire mountain of people trying to keep either people out or something in. And I'm sorry, but I'm not here to get in the middle of that. But again, I've heard just from snooping around the people of Crestforge so much that there is supposedly a large grouping of mountains due exactly north of where we depart, where we'll come out on the tundra.
Mhm.
So I don't know what your purpose is up there. But that's all the guidance I can offer. It's a vast, empty tundra, but directly north, I that's about 2 weeks travel, exactly due north. Is what it sounds like, and that's quite a bit. It's going to be even colder in the tundra, of course. So prepare what you need clothing wise and otherwise to stay warm as best you can. You can take the same path when you return, but I can't leave you a map, as I don't want to find, if anything happens to you and maps recovered, then the next time I try and do this path, I've got people waiting for me.
For me. Mhm.
Okay. But please memorize it as we go. I'll point out landmarks too to help memorize, and you're welcome to take that same path back.
All right. We're going to need supplies then.
I'll be here with Ayvaline. Consider me in your employ until we reach the tundra. I'll be ready when you are.
Okay.
Aybaline's like, all right. Thank you, Fenka. Does that meet your needs, dear?
It does. Thank you, Ayvaline.
Of course. Of course. You should also know that I have a little bit of news considering Alindra. Firstly, Alindra's gift that you delivered has been helping Oren heal, clearly quite well. Alindra has begun touring different cities of the continent, meeting with local government officials and peoples of the cities, as I believe she had shared with you was her intent. She's officially offered me her commitment in joining and helping form and shape a group of like-minded, powerful allies to help support the world. We don't want to take on the role of guiding it or shaping the world, but we want to be there to fight against chaotic forces and more evil forces, as you've, I think, experienced some. And Cersei is in as well. I'm relieved to say I wasn't sure about Cersei if she was going to join, but this I'm very glad. Yes, it seems that whatever Nithrona did there in Evernight helped push them over to the side of helping me join, create whatever this will become. Leopard, kind of, Leopard's been in the doorway or something. I know that you're set to travel with the group and that you are eager to get there, but I've discovered some updated information on your family matter. I think you'll want to pursue this lead before heading to Crestforge. Of course, Fenka here has agreed upon return to check in and guide you if you still wish to go after. But I think this will prove to be much more helpful. Leofar, has a little convo with Ayvaline and agrees to stay here and kind of like tackle this other thing instead. So just it's been something, everyone. It's been the time spent with you all has really shown me some really positive sides to the people in the world here. It's also been really frightening. I think the landslide is at the top of that list. Yeah, and then of course the door, and that was. Anyway, I'm going to pursue this, but I didn't want you to think it had anything to do with any of you. As I shared, kind of looks over at Fenka, like, I have this family matter. But if I can find a lead here, I need to take it.
Understandable. Take care of yourself.
You will as well. But she takes her leave. All right. Well, let's see. Okay. We're off. And Zenite. So you've got your Alindra update. Leofar moving on to their own thing. And I think you've got all the info. What would you all like to do?
Well, I think the best course of action, I need to check on my store. And then we can gather supplies, do what we all need to do in the city, and then we meet back here in, at the very least, 3 days.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna either today, or I guess this day or the next day, Legion's gonna take Tuna to the research facility to discuss werewolfy things. So, yeah, that just to say that that's happening. And also because Ayvaline mentioned Nithrona, probably like without going all into it, just inform about like, hey, we spotted that bitch like in the lake.
Maybe the real one.
The real one this time, and it was scary as fuck, and like, yeah. So at least Ayvaline is aware.
Okay. All right, so you'll let me put a pin in that. You do that with Tuna, and then give that update. You're gonna be, at least checking on your shop, if not some other stuff.
And then I'm going to be buying cold weather gear, climbing gear, and see if there are any. No, I think I've asked this before. Oberlin's Mill doesn't really have any like magical items to purchase, as far as I understand. Is that correct?
I'll say, let me scroll back up and see, because we have those amazing dogs. Dang it, I just want to use again. So, in the world, because it's fresh, it's new, there aren't really shops that
specialize in it,
yeah, but there are places that are like, hey, adventurers come through. We've got stuff. It might be magical. It might not. So you can take a peek. I mean, I hope I can find these links. We have some really cute gifts and stuff in chat. Really? Alright, anyway. Oh, wait. I bet this is... Nope, it's before Sunhaven. Would you like to go and check? Here they are. Would you like to go and check one of those shops that has some of the those fun options?
I would, just to see if there's anything that could help combat against the cold or anything that could help keep our footing on anything, because it was not a disaster, but it was close calls out in the wilderness, and now we're going to an even more dangerous territory. So I want to find a little bit of anything that could help.
Facts. Okay, here in the Discord is like the general adventuring gear shop. So if you want to find any, like your climbing gear will be in there. I'll tell you like how much gold and stuff.
Gotcha.
Which we don't feel like we have to do here if you don't want.
I'll just type what I want and.
Nice. Okay, so there are, I mean, Oberman's Mill, they're probably relying on like adventurers' income for a lot of stuff right now. So I'm gonna say there's 3 different shops. Again, you kind of can tell that there's the lowest quality, then like a medium quality, and then like the highest quality, but they're all not gonna be like super powerful. Do you have a preference on like which level 1, 2, or 3 being the highest?
With our current bankroll, I'm gonna try level 2.
Okay. All right. So, let me put a pin in that too, just in case anyone else is doing the same thing. Feora, how about you? What would you like to do over the next day or 2 or 3?
Well, before they leave, she would ask to pull Ayvaline aside.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, of course. Let's go taste test some food, and you can talk and ask me whatever you wish.
You remember that 10-pound sample that we got from the warehouse?
Yes.
What did you do with it?
Well, it's usually protected and I have a bit of a vault here. But I do take, I've taken a portion or 2 off to better understand it. And I've asked Alindra what she feels would be best done with this. She seems to think that it doesn't need to be returned, that Oren will heal on their own. But she's going to come and take a look at it herself. In her little, as she goes from city to city, she'll come to Oberman's Mill as well, and has asked to take a look and see to what use it can be put, or if it should simply be destroyed so it's not in the hands of people that might use it to empower things.
Okay, because when we were returning to Oberman's, we were stopped by Faete Elevere.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What did they have to say about it?
They wanted to know what happened to it, and if we got it, and we might have lied. we know that we lied.
So resourceful. I don't know how she would have done that at all. It's very impressive. But I can let me get that off at the pass. I'll talk to Faye. She'll talk to me. And I will smooth things over. If she knows that you were lying, then I can just let her know that that was under my instruction. Oh, that's going to be a mess. But such is the way of things, right? I can smooth this over.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me know. Please always consider letting me know if I'm aware of the situation. There's much I can do. If no one tells me, I can't help. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, she just definitely didn't seem like someone to make an enemy out of.
That's a very correct assessment. She's an incredible person and very capable. But yes, I'll make sure to talk with her as soon as she'll see me.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna go shopping, I suppose.
Very well. Yes, I should. Let me see if I can give you all a small something. Yes, I know that you're sort of doing this, but you're also helping me gather allies for this thing we're doing, and you can't do that if you're not prepared. I'll make a call and see to it that if any climbing gear or warm clothing requests are paid for, so you won't have to pay. And I can probably get you a half crate of healing potions, 5 healing potions. They'll be the standard, but the way things are now, the production alchemists are everything's underfunded and half out of business. So I can give you 5 healing potions as well.
Excuse me.
I don't think you'll have much use for money up there.
Probably.
But we'll get those things taken care of for you.
Mm-hmm.
If yeah, I know I've got some change. She digs through a purse and takes out 350 gold. Yeah, and just in case you're picking
Just
anything
her
else for
pocket
the
change.
trip, yeah.
Feyre will grab it and quickly tuck it away.
Yes, I hope
Oh,
that
thank you.
helps. I don't.
Oh, I'm sure it'll assist some.
Good.
You might have to pinch some copper pieces, but
Yes. Hopefully it'll cover a meal or two. Something along the way.
Oh, so many rations
you
we
so
have to
much.
buy.
He's so out of touch with money and how much mundane things cost. Very well.
Problems to have, I guess.
Yes, please consider just stopping in or sending me a message again like you did last time with the stone, and just letting me know when you're getting ready to depart. Of course, I imagine you'll come back here for Fenka anyway, but in case I'm away, just so I know when to sort of get worried in case I don't hear from you.
Right. Okay. Will rations be included in Ayvaline's coverage? Because we're gonna need a lot of them.
You can probably, gosh, I don't know how much are you. Yeah. If it's brought up, she'll probably be like, "Of course, whatever." Yes, of course, food. Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You need at least a month's worth
Yes,
for
yes.
each of us.
You should probably just go ahead and get yourselves 5 months worth apiece.
Yeah.
I'll send word ahead. That way, I think it's a month and a half there, And then you're probably looking at a month based on what
Right.
Fenka said.
I don't know how to travel.
It's probably 4 months round trip, and just to play it safe, don't want you starving. Stay strong. Stay well fed.
A whole crate of just dry granola bars.
Yum. Nice. Okay. All right, so yeah, go ahead and you can just jump into D&D Beyond if you want and add climbing gear. I don't know if they sell like warm weather clothes or anything like that, but you can always like do a
Always
set
good
of
to
clothes.
search.
Yeah. Worst case, you can put a regular set of or traveling clothes in, and then just in the notes add like warm weather, fur lined or whatever you like. Rations, go ahead and add, whatever that is, 150 rations. If you're having
Think
rations
so.
if they last a day, then it's about 150. Or, I mean, you don't really even have to add that. We'll just say, I'm also okay just being like, yeah, you've got enough rations to get there and get back. And then you've got, what was it, 315, I think? If it wasn't, now it is. It was 2 or 350, but we'll just say 350 gold for...
Oh, it was
Okay.
350.
Good.
I think maybe
genuinely.
450. But
Yeah, 450 sounds right,
Nice.
but
450 sounds more right. Yeah.
add it to the
350.
party fund.
Perfect. Okay. And Tuna, I think Tuna's just gonna go with I think Tuna kind of enjoyed going with Dia last time shopping with everyone shopping, so if Dia's amenable to company.
Always.
Nice. Does anyone else want to time their shopping with Dia? Like the magic-y. Yeah?
Yeah, yes.
I'll
I need
probably do
time-ins.
this shopping all together, but we'll have to break away.
Yeah.
Sure. I like that idea of everyone like, hey, we've all been here a while. We've got 2 or 3 days to kind of separate a little bit, take care of our business before like the big journey. Love it. All right, so let's have some fun at this second level magic store. If you finish, you're like, I really want to go to the third or the first, we could do that. But walking in, Dia, since you initiated the shopping, go ahead and as you start looking around, gonna roll a D100 and see the first thing that kind of stands out.
Oh gosh, where?
It's a
where
reroll
are
from
you?
last time. We'll skip it.
Understood. Let's see. I need this one, and there's my D10. Okay, that is a 67.
67. Oh my gosh. Okay. That is weird. Okay, so you find, I mean, it looks like a bright blue goldfish looking creature, sort of. There's a little tag on it. This one's been identified. Called a babbly fish. And it's an old mind flayer relic. This from the far realms. I mean, that's what the note says. Who knows how accurate that is, right?
What it actually is.
Yeah. But it seems to be this bright blue goldfish looking creature. And that if you stick it in your ear, you'll attune to it after 30 minutes or so, and you will understand one random new language. As long as you're attuned to it, it's in your ear.
Oh, there's just a fish in your ear. All right. Nope, not entirely what we're looking for.
Splash, boom, back in its little bowl. Gnarly. Okay. All right, so you're looking at that, and I'll check in with Ladrin. Ladrin, if you're also looking, go ahead and roll D100. I love these shops. I'm so glad. I found these. This is so worth it.
Oh, 77.
77. Okay.
77.
All right. Sure, why not? All right, so you're like, well, what's this? It looks like a coconut split in two. And in fact, I mean, by all accounts, it is a coconut split in two halves And on each half, there's an engraving on the side of a horse. And when you carry it, it makes a little clickety clop sound called a clickety clunker. You don't have to do the you carry them, you put them in your bag, whatever, and it makes the horse trotting sound.
Some Monty Python action.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing. As okay, Tasha really wants that. Ladrin's like, this doesn't interest me whatsoever because I have a broom. So
Nice.
she'll
broom or
pass over
invisible
that
horse?
and look for something else.
Okay. Feora, what would you like? Go ahead and roll your D100 rather.
74. Also, I think we should roll DM inspo.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
good call. You find, there really aren't. Make a history check, Feora, if you would. I just want to see if you'd ever have seen one of these before.
I got a natural 20 for 21.
Okay.
I swear if I end up dying later because of a bad roll, I'm gonna be pissed.
For this too, you'd be like, fuck.
We've got a diamond, it's okay.
There's a tag on it. Now you've seen firearms are not a big thing in this world, but you've traveled extensively, and this looks like a little pistol. Except it looks like it's semi-transparent material, and inside there's no mechanism for it. There's a few, but it looks like there's water inside. And the tag says Zircon's relic of fire fiendishness. It's a squirt gun that fires a small stream of frost for 45 feet, and on a hit it deals 1 cold damage, and you have to fill it back up with water after 6 shots.
That's amazing, but I don't want it.
Okay. Checks out. Alright, I rolled for Tuna just because Tuna's not here. And this way I can give an option to Tuna later if they want to. And they got a 61, which is a mystic mouse, which is a small statue of a mouse. This gives a user a craving for cheese. It also gives proficiency and knowledge in making cheese. User can sense cheese up to a quarter mile. So we'll plan that back for Tuna later and see if they have any interest. Okay, so would you all like to continue shopping here? Do you want to go to the 3rd level shop after seeing it doesn't, what's your vibe?
Yeah, I'll try the 3rd level shop,
Okay.
and if we get something from there, great. If we don't, no, like worse for wear.
Sure. All right, so you kind of pack it. You're all looking like fish, squirt gun like this. They're really low in stock today, so let's go to this other one. You make your way over to. You can even tell as you go in that things are organized a little better. It's less like bargain bins and more like shelving, and things are organized a little better. So Dia, go ahead and roll a D100.
Okay, that's a 50. All right, so that's 54 total.
54. Let's see. Interesting. Okay, so tag on it calls it a magnetic charge. What you're holding or looking at is a fist-sized metal ball, it's a little button on top. And the tag says that when the button is pressed, the ball will begin to glow and produce a magnetic field that lasts 6 seconds. The field repels any metal objects within 10 feet of the ball, and it recharges once a day. Might be handy against armor or weapons.
Okay.
I also don't mind. This is fun. As long as you're all having fun, I don't mind going around and then you can come back and pick. You don't feel like
Yeah.
if you want to cut it like you don't want to all keep going after we do this round, I totally understand. If you do, this isn't a case where I'm gonna be like, oh, do a DM move on. So you're good.
Understood.
Do you want to put a pin in that for now, or just you don't really want it?
Not particularly, because it's not what I'm looking for.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, Ladrin, are you shopping in this one?
Yeah, just one go.
Okay.
That's a 12.
Oh.
12.
You find this really soft, well-made blanket. Hag is calling it a blanket of starlight. Says that once prolonged rests, it'll emit a soft glow maintained by concentration. And the blanket was crafted by an enchanter after his young son confided he was afraid of the dark to help his son go to sleep. Kind of sweet.
Oh, that is sweet. Nah.
Nice.
I think I'm good. That's cute though.
Yeah. All right, Feora.
I will be looking around, and I got 38.
38. It's a set of gloves. The tag says it requires attunement and calls them the gloves of Mage Hand. Magical glove you wear that will immediately conjure a permanent Mage Hand for you as long as the gloves are worn, which you can use as you'd normally use Mage Hand. You can also punch twice in one round of combat for 1d4 bludgeoning damage. The catch is, your conjured Mage Hand can be attacked or damaged, and if any injury inflicted on the Mage Hand, it'll also be inflicted on you.
You had me, and then you lost me.
Gotcha.
Also, I'm already wearing gloves, so
Oh, okay.
that'd be uncomfortable, I feel.
Okay. I'll roll one for Tuna. Okay. It's called Hole Thrower. A plain-looking wooden slingshot with an intricately carved handle. Once a day, this slingshot can fire any unmodified projectile and create a 1d20 foot wide circular hole on any non-magical, non-living object or barrier. So just you roll a d20 and it blows a hole that wide, as long as it's not magical or not living object or barrier. Okay. Yeah, that's for Tuna. Man, they're really in the lower end of things today. Dia, would you like to have another roll?
Yeah, I'll have another roll.
Okay.
It's the same. It was 53. No, I got a 54 last time.
Oh, okay. Well, difference. Nice. I like. All right. All right. Boop. 53. You saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. The tag says these are what metal bracers that you see. The tag calls them mutual annihilation. It's an old rough metal bracer set of metal bracers that's seen intensive use in centuries. As a bonus action, the user can inflict twice their player character level in radiant damage. If they like whenever you do an attack roll, in your case a spell attack roll, you can
Okay.
use a bonus action and double your player character level in radiant damage. But as a note, when activated, this also inflicts 4 times the user's level in radiant damage to the player character.
Oh, no.
One use per day.
That-
That's. I'm gonna let you roll again because that one doesn't.
Okay.
That just doesn't even. Yeah.
I'm not a fan. That it seems like it's for people who are a lot more constitution heavy than I am.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 31.
All right, 31. Wow, all right, I tried to skim through, but it just took so many turns. I'm just going to read it. It's called Zircon's Homemade Peanut Brittle. A can of peanut brittle that, when opened, will release 3 fake tube snakes at random. And 4 seconds, after 4 seconds, an actual flying snake emerges. Okay. Note that a flying snake has +6 to hit. And on hit, it does 1 piercing damage and 3d4 poison damage. The snake turns to smoke after use. Peanut brittle snakes recharge daily. I guess. Yeah, you aim it at someone. I mean, but what's the item you're looking for, Dia? When you're going in here hoping.
Yeah, I'm looking for something that'll either help us against the cold, or help give us a better advantage while traveling, because while we were like during like a natural during natural I guess unnatural weather events, because that those seem to follow us around.
Okay.
I wonder why.
So weird. Let's see. All right, go ahead and just roll a d100 to see if you fall within the range to find a couple things that have come up.
Okay. 1d100 or a couple of times you said?
Just 1d100. I've got a
Okay.
range to see if you
All right, 64.
64. Okay. There was nothing. Here we go. Rude. That's rude, Google and D&D Beyond. I'm just checking one other thing that it's in my head, but I just want to look at the actual stats of it. Yeah. Okay, so there's 2 things that you find. One is a ring. It's a little on the pricey side. Let's see how much this is. It's got below. I don't remember running with that one. It's gonna be below. Jeez. Okay, there we go. This one's 278 gold pieces, but it is a ring of warmth. Well, so it would benefit one person. It almost looks like a wooden ring that's fur lined with white, cozy fur that as you would slide down your finger, with a couple of cute little animals twirled together in the top that look very cozy and warm. While wearing this ring, the person wearing it has resistance to cold damage, and everything they wear and carry are unharmed by temperatures as low as negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So one person will be easy breezy with that, but that's 278 gold pieces.
Okay.
There's also
So there's a ring of warmth.
Where's I'm so sorry. I just have to type it over here. There's a lot of like perusing different closets and other things like that. Trying to find some of these items, shuffling through shelves. Uh-huh. All right, that's what you find for now. If you I'm gonna give you a second option, but I'm gonna do that in a bit. That
No
way
problem.
I don't mess this up. But if you want to put a pin for now, there's this and another option that you'll find actually outside the store that I'll give you once I find it. So possibly, maybe or maybe not getting some stuff. You wrap up shopping, so we'll do that probably on the bio break if that's okay. Everyone I think is probably going to head off in their own ways for 2 or 3 days to kind of resolve their own personal stuff. I think Tuna's going to go to there's a few blocks that are sort of a religious area to the city, probably extra number of people in need with healing and their stuff there. So they're going to head down there and meet up with their lion humanoid. I can't think of the species, their lion humanoid friend, the jellies and jams. Definitely going to come back with some brand new jam flavors. They're also going to take some time to go with Ladrin to the research center and kind of ask about wearables and lycanthropy and stuff like that. So thanks to that, Ladrin, and you'll overhear it too, as long as Tuna's okay with you being there. I don't want to speak for them, but probably. But we'll check then with Carly on that. We'll get some additional info on what this might look like, and even a lead as to how to learn even more about it. But I'll save that info for when Carly's back. Pura, I know that there are a number of things that you want to do in town, and to generalize, if that's okay. You find you success in those things that have been set up, and success in some of the larger hopes and goals surrounding that. You could probably put a check mark, check off the box of what you had set out to do. And Dia, did you have anything else outside of the shopping?
Just checking on my store to make sure that like my stuff isn't out on the street or something.
Mhm.
Because gone far longer than I thought we would be.
Oopsies. Yeah.
But other than that, no.
Okay. All right. I actually have that worked up. So let me uh. So I know what I want to search. There we go. That. All right. Let me go pull up the notes from Adventurer's Attic here. Way down in the where it's way up top. Adventurer's Attic. Okay, so you find that let's say you head over there, after shopping this afternoon during store hours. It's open. Your storefront's open. Millicent DeGray, your apprentice that came in for that. Again, late 30s, female half elf. Got the short, curly black hair and the green eyes, and that rich brown skin tone, standing about 5 foot tall with a bit of a muscular build. Their builds dwindled down a little bit. I think everyone's suffering a little in the food department here in the city. Oh, Dia.
Millicent!
Oh, I thought you were dead.
No, just gone a lot longer than I wanted to. The store is still open. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I kept things running, and of course, you paid me for 2 months.
Yes, I can pay you the back order from
I Thank you. Things have been a bit, as you can probably see, difficult. I actually, from the sales, I took just a very small amount. It's just a portion of what I would have been paid.
I understand.
I wanted everything to go to the store, but just for the basics of food and such. But business, well, it slowed down a bit at first.
Right.
It's basically just adventurers and a few of the regulars that come through, but the adventurers traveling is picked up, so it's sort of that season, spring, everyone's out. So we're doing all right.
Okay. All right. I'll dig out for my personals. How much would I owe her for the rest of the time that she was here? I just want to make sure she gets that.
I don't think it's too. If I guess it's probably an hourly rate, not based on sales, unless you base it on sales, like commission style.
I base it on I used the D&D rules for like paying hireling
Okay.
like per day. So if I let me you might want to you can go to someone else while I look that up again
Okay.
and see what
Neat.
the
Perfect.
math is.
Thanks. Nice. Does anyone else have anything they want to do in the city over the next 2 or 3 days?
I would go buy rope and warm clothes on Sugar Mama Ayvaline's dime.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yes, your rope. Are you getting extra or are you just getting the 60 feet?
I think it says 50 in D&D Beyond.
Oh, okay.
But if she's paying for it,
Yeah.
might as well get extra.
Nice. Okay.
She clearly doesn't have much of an idea, anyways, of what the concept of money. So
nice. All right. Not quite. That's not going to help anybody here, I don't think. All right, really? This is it, all right? That's not really going to help either. Okay, so it's looking like that ring is probably going to be at. These the other option I was looking for is too high level for like to be found here for sure. It's a couple higher. Maybe this.
Perhaps the ring would be good for one of us who has a lower constitution, because I think that's usually metagame wise, that's usually what you roll to combat against the cold. We can just have that as a party item, and then whoever's struggling the most once we start traveling can slip it on real quick.
I love that. I love that. There is a different option. Let me just roll, because this one's going to be a little pricier even than what you ended up with. That's but it's nice. It's kind of a level above the magic that you all have so far. All right, it's 569 gold pieces. You leave the shop, and as you're walking through out on the streets, with a spring up shop, as they can no longer afford a storefront, is a tattoo artist. And one of the tattoos that they're offering is a rare tattoo. And it's called a Shadowfell brand tattoo. And basically, there's two elements to this. There's a shadow essence, as described on the sheet there, where you gain dark vision with a range of 60 feet, and you have advantage on stealth checks. which will probably be why it springs to, your interest. But additionally, there's a subset to this tattoo called Shadowy Defense. And when you take damage, you can use your reaction to become insubstantial for a moment, having the damage that you take. But that can't be done again until the next sunset.
That sounds cool as
Oof,
fuck.
yeah.
And I gotta say, like, Lily, that sounds right up your alley. If you need more, Stell.
It is, but it's against kind of principles of Feor's to add any more distinguishing features.
Right.
Fair.
Legal reasons.
For legal reasons.
Wait,
Sick. I'm willing to put in because I think it might take out most of our party funds because I think the ratio to platinum to gold is also 10, right?
Yes, 1
Okay.
platinum, 10 gold.
So I don't know about the tattoo, but I definitely think the ring could be useful. Like we have it in like the party, like the bag of holding, and then whoever is struggling in the most can slip it on as needed.
How much was the ring again?
It's like 278
Gold? Okay.
gold. Yes, sorry, I should say the price.
So, okay. 278. Okay. Okay. So if we still, I think, because I feel like we need it at least 1 or 2 more diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this split because I need it split. So we got 250 platinum, 356 gold pieces. We can use the majority of the gold on the ring and then do 60 platinum for 2 diamonds, or
I'm
just
down.
30 for 1.
I'd rather have more diamonds. Like if the question between more diamonds in this ring, more diamonds because of Dan.
Right? I feel like we need them, but we'd still have we would still have stuff left over.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if we focus more on like 2 diamonds, then I can pull from both the gold and the platinum, like split it between the 2.
Okay.
I feel like we need to keep some of it, like just.
No, I understand. I'm willing to offset some cost too from my personal funds. But yeah, I'm down with that.
Okay, so what's the end verdict?
Just the 2 diamonds, right? Or
I would still like to get the ring. So if we want to,
okay. So 1 and 1.
Ooh, how much? So I can pay. So
Yeah.
how much do we want to split? Sorry, I'm just starting to forget. How
yeah.
much gold would we need to like off so we still have gold in our party funds to get the 2 diamonds and the ring?
Don't forget you got 350 from Ayvaline just now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it split, or I have it split.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 250 platinum,
Mm-hmm.
which we could just drain it all, but I don't think that would be wise. So that's, you know what? Here.
Then let's just get the 2 diamonds. Like, I think that'll be fine. I know where the ring is. We can always come back for it.
There. We can. Oh, I was also thinking that too. I was also thinking that too. Like, but then I was like, that would be a little too like Fern of me, like with critical role.
Nice.
But that fits Feora.
Plausible deniability. If I don't know, I won't say. I cannot be charged with the crime. So Yeah, I would. Let's go with the two. Let's go with the 2 diamonds. I can always come back for the ring another time.
Okay. All right. So you're able to get 2 diamonds worth, pretty much spot on 300 worth 300 gold pieces if you're looking for the component ones. For the resurrection, not resurrection, but the other spell, the other revivify.
Revivify.
So yeah, that's 60 platinum if you're taking it out in platinum, or 600 gold. And with
Taking
whatever
it from both.
Nice. Okay. And that's it, right? Because you don't have enough left over to get the ring and still have a comfortable amount.
Wow. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I can't math. So that's 220. Okay. God. How much did you say? 278?
278. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'd be under 200 platinum.
Then let's go for it, because they said we won't need money up there, because and it's possible we might be finding more money. We might be finding more things of value up there too, based on visions.
Or we give.
Sorry, just we're also getting like full warm clothes gear on Ayvaline's dime, so I mean, I'm sure the ring would help, but
okay. Then yeah, so
not
then
like we have to hold back any expenses for.
Understood. So let's stick with the first plan. 2 diamonds, no ring.
Okay, that's where we're at with the party funds.
Where are you at with the party funds? Sorry.
220 platinum and 56 gold pieces.
220 platinum? Okay. You sure you don't want to spend the 270? That's 2,200 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, you do you. You all do you. I just wanted to double check. Make sure it was.
Okay. Okay, so we added 2 diamonds, so we have a total of 3 diamonds now.
Yay!
And holding. And then if we want to come back at the end of this to get the ring, it would just, let's see, it'd be what, 27? 28 gold or 28 platinum? Right?
Maybe get a little change, yeah. Get 2 gold pieces.
Yeah, we would just be under 200 platinum, so that's... There you go.
All right, you stock up on your diamonds. Yeah. Gosh, I don't know if this is a thing for everybody, but you know, as you go around, you're shopping, you're really excited because there's like all these cool things you're getting, the diamonds and the gear, and then your tummy's like, oh, you've got an anxiety grumble, and you've got to go use the bathroom, and that's where we'll take our bio break tonight. Yeah, exciting.
Eloquent as ever.
Yes. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna take our 10-minute bio break. For anyone who doesn't know, we take about 10 minutes, and we'll catch you all. You can chat with us. Our audio will be hot, but otherwise we'll catch you in about 10 minutes. See ya. Excuse me. Okay. I love the show. It's an insane amount of gold. I'm really surprised that you didn't want to go for the ring too. Like, we'll be all the way down to 2 grand.
Buy 5 more diamonds. I mean, these things come up.
Yeah.
That's not proper math. I can't do math in my head. But
I will be right back. I do have to go to the restroom.
Nice. Right, the DM roll too when we get back.
I rolled a 7 for that because I rolled it earlier because I thought we were.
Thank you. Yeah, no, you were so good at reminding me. I'm like, oops. Nice fraud. Someone sits beside you. Make the thing. Ooh. All right. Ah, comfy cozy. Da-dee-da. Da-da-dee-da-da. Da-da-da. Oh, I can't stand that. You search your look, you're grasping and
My partner made brownies.
oh yes. It's amazing.
I looked at them and I was like, you can make brownies in the middle of the night? And it's like, it's the perfect time to make brownies. Like, all right.
Is there a
Is
better
there another time
time?
you're supposed to make brownies? I'm confused.
Nice. Oh, so good.
So that's what I'm gonna have when session ends today. Just a big old thick scoop of ice cream right on top of it.
Yes. So good. I think my favorite warm dessert to have ice cream, on which to have ice cream, is probably like a Dutch crumble top apple pie.
Ooh.
Or apple crisp. Mm-hmm. I love it on brownies.
I just love brownies.
They're so good.
Like, I'd rather have brownies on my birthday instead of cake.
Nice. What were the brownies you're talking about before? The slutty brownies? Was that it? You call them something? I was like, I'm sorry, the what? You're
Yeah,
like...
with the cookie. With the cookies.
Oh, okay.
Some people do it with Oreos, but I think that's just over the top. For my taste buds, that sounded really judgy. I wouldn't be able to eat
I'm a
it.
Christian. I won't be eating Oreos. Some
Yeah.
shit.
And it wasn't meant like that. It was meant like I can't handle that much in one bite. Non-sexually.
Very nice, yeah. There's different, what do you call it? Yeah, like capacities, whether it's... nice. Oh. I'm gonna pop us back. Bring us back, because we got some fun stuff.
Bring it around.
Oh, I went ahead and subtracted from my gold also to pay employee. So it would have been, for the months that I missed, it would have been 56 gold. I think I'm gonna also go ahead and give her another 60 gold, since we're gonna be gone around the same amount of time.
Okay. They probably would have taken a good 16 gold to get by, if you want to subtract
No problem.
that from that.
So the 54 gold on top of, like, that's fine, them taking the money they need, and then I would have paid the 56 gold to just for the months that I missed.
Nice. Okay.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and give them, I'm gonna round it up to a full 60, since we're going to be gone around the same
Okay.
amount of time. Or should I just close the shop? No, I'm going to give them money. They have to feed their family.
That's sweet, nice. I mean, your shop earns money too, and I will, if you're paying them that much, I'll sort out like how much you're getting from the shop.
All right.
Because I was gonna add, they seem to be doing a pretty good job, like the things you've taught them, and they definitely saw that like they weren't gonna get most of their regulars and be selling the usual things, but that adventurers, like this is that time, they really did a great job of transitioning inventory, discounting, selling, bundling stuff to like with things that are going to make money to get rid of the stock that isn't going to sell or is going to go bad. They really, they picked up the trade pretty well.
Well, don't worry, Millicent. We're going to be going places. We might be doing real adventurous stuff, so I might be coming back with things to sell. So I'll subtract another 60 gold from my personal funds so that Millicent can feed their family. I'm below 200 gold like a poor.
Okay, sorry, we're back. I started looking at something and got ADHD sidetracked hard. I just want to see, because I believe, here we go. Thank you. Here we go. All right. Dia.
Yes.
This per day. Can you please roll? Let's just do this and then we'll multiply. Can you please roll 3d10?
Okay. Alrighty. Is this a 10? That's a 10. I cannot count. And we need one more. It's a d8. Please, this is a d10. Excellent. Alright. Dropping everything. Alright, nice. So that's a 7, a 2, and a 1.
Okay. It's a 10. Let's see. And can you additionally roll for me 3d8 as well?
3d8. All right. Those are the ones I know how to look for. The big triangle babies. All right. So would you like the total or the individual numbers?
Total, please.
Okay. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm sure that's a 1. Yes, 14.
Okay. All right, and then there's 10% because business hit. 216 gold pieces are what you've earned from your business. Ooh. So, since you already subtracted the other stuff, just go ahead and add that outright.
Yeah.
That's for this 6 months.
Okay.
Hey, good. You gotta be making money, right? It was not fair to pay, and have a business that doesn't pay you. So, all right, good. Here we go. We're back. So I'm gonna say, let me know actually first. Does anyone have anything else they want to do over 2 or 3 days?
None for me.
Okay. Pretty good. Right. After traveling together for so long, it almost feels a little strange, right? To kind of be out on your own in your own places for the next 2 or 3 days. Back, there's a part of the daily ritual that you kind of not settle back into, but it's just familiar, right? You get up, later, and you're going to that place and talking with them with Tuna. And Dia, you're working on the shop and other things, and Figura, you're going about your business as Figura does. And there's some fondness to it, but also like that helps reflect a little, like how far you've come and what you're up to these days. And you're eager. There's always at least one point in the day when you all get together to kind of update each other, coordinate. You kind of find yourselves, probably anyway, kind of looking forward to that a little bit. By the third day, the mundane repetition of what you used to do, what your lives used to be, just feels in very stark contrast to the excitement and the camaraderie that's come with, what you do now. And so, you head off to Ayvaline's on the third day. To, I guess, grab Fenka probably, and head off.
Off we go. Adventure!
Aha! Nice. All right. So you head back?
Yes.
Ayvaline, and Endelyn greet everyone. There's probably a really big, toasty, warm meal full of like a lot of those delicious comfort foods and a carb load before this journey. And yeah. Ayvaline just, well, it's almost a shame that you'll have to leave again so soon. But I know this is important. Please consider stopping by when you return. I'd love to know that you've all made it safely back. And likely, I know some of you I'm still seeking answers for. I might have some updates as well. So, but it's also just nice to see you all. And here's hoping that things will look better for the city, and otherwise, in a few months' time when you return. All right, well, I'm off to do. Twirls out of the room. And you're left with Fenka, who's great. Well, I'm ready when you all are. Looks like you're prepared.
Ready as Rev will be.
Perfect.
Ladrin hops on her broom.
Mm-hmm. I love that broom. That is such a fun. Where did you buy that somewhere? Did you find it?
It was gifted to me.
Oh. Well, I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that, because that just seems like it takes all the difficulty out of the brutal task of walking every day.
Right.
But for us, we have plenty of that ahead, so all right. And you can see her sort of perceiving everyone's like outfits and attire, just going through a mental checklist to see if there's anything. Okay, she needs to mention to anyone about comfortable shoes, this and that, yada yada yada. What do you got, Feyre?
I would take Scully out of the little bag.
And
Let's have also DM inspo roll.
It's what?
DM inspo.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead and roll, everybody, if you haven't already. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Thank you.
I did a while back.
Oh, perfect. Lil, what'd you get?
7.
Okay. And Tasha?
A nat 20.
Oh, wow. Serena?
I better. Yep.
A 6.
6. Oh, okay. Lily Price have righted you there. Lily gets it with a 7 as I rolled an 11. So...
Very nice, very nice.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Lil. Thank you. All right, well, you all seem to be ready, dressed in the right attire. Make sure you keep your water bottles full. And be prepared to not keep them full once we're up where it gets cold, as that will freeze. And you don't want to have a leak in that. So, off we go, right? Do you have a cart or anything like that? Horses, animals, anything? Or are we walking? I'm fine either way.
I assumed that if we were going up into a mountain, a cart and horse would be not good. Is that incorrect? I don't travel much.
Oh, certainly not. But just from here to that lower portion, that sort of welcoming area on the road. But if you don't have any, that's fine. We can walk and...
I mean, if we would it expedite our travel time, getting a cart and a horse?
No, but
No horses.
No. Yeah. Oh, thank you for no
Oh.
horses. Understood.
Looks back
Nope,
and
nope,
forth
we're walking.
between the two of you. All right. All right. And so you begin the journey. And yeah, let me pull up the map here. It doesn't take let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 17, 18. It's about 3 weeks to get up where you're going. So let's take a look at that in our documente. Let me make sure I'm not missing any other things. I'm gonna get my pictures ready as we kind of navigate this next space. All right, so you've seen Fenka already. Have that Discord as well. All right. Is that yeah, that's once you're up there. Okay. Excuse me. Put us back here. So these 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks or so, I mean, you're pretty conditioned for travel at this point. You know, it was a half a year mostly of traveling and hiking and walking and camping and everything else. So what's 3 weeks, you know? 3 weeks will put us before the next, oh my goodness, yeah, it'll put us like 3 and a, because it's been a half a week since the last full moon, I think. So
Forgot about that.
yeah. So figure once we get to this way point here at the bottom of the mountain, it's going to be about 3.5 weeks then, or so. It'll be like half a week or so before the next full moon. But all right, the day before you reach that area, I mean, really, across the journey, as you've been continuing journeying north, this warm March air that you've grown accustomed to grows colder and colder because you're getting pretty far up north up here. The fields of fresh spring grass shift to cold mud, and then eventually to a snow-covered expanse. You're walking through just a few inches of snow, 1 to 3 here and there, crunch, crunch, crunch. With only a day's travel left or so, though, to reach the approach to Crestforge, the mountains now tower over the horizon. And a gentle upward slope shapes the ground, as though softly guiding you up the day before reaching. You camp out. I mean, you don't really have any troubles camping at night or anything else because you're all pretty strong now for wildlife. So that following morning, this is the day that you should arrive at this portion of the city that's in the lower, at the bottom of the mountain. And the worn road beneath your feet peeks through the snow. It's been days since you've really felt your feet, mind you, with the snow and the cold, but the cold has given way to the remarkable induction of warming feet by the fire every evening. It's the small moments in life like this that give wonderful opportunities to sit, chat, and get to bond one another with one another, and commiserate over the loss of feeling in one's extremities. Um, Today, on this final day of your journey, the weathered road meets and travels alongside a frigid river. Crisp and sparkling, you can see straight through to the bottom of this roughly 80-foot wide river. While looking upstream or downstream, though, it grows opaque with vibrant greens and icy blues. In the distance, as you're walking this day, you see some stone buildings half exposed from the mountain, built both within and extending out the surface. As the river bends away from the path and cuts into the mountains, with buildings on both sides of the river. There's a handrail on your left side only, that consists of posts every 10 feet or so, short posts, and ropes strung from one to the next to the next. This comes into sight, and it's perhaps to guide people in blizzard conditions or things like that. Um, and here in the light snow, though not blizzard conditions, some light falling snow, it seems to just kind of add to the quaintness of this stone city at the base of Crestforge Mountains. We'll switch to battle to show the image, and I'll put it in Discord as well. And as you near the buildings here at the base of the mountain, you also spot a number of warning signs, sort of dotting the snow beside a rope rail. And if you look close, they mostly state that if visitors stray from the path, they'll be considered a threat, and the safety of life and limb will no longer be guaranteed. So don't step out of line, or they're going to get you.
Can I ask, Fenka, why is this city so guarded against outsiders?
Honestly, they're absolutely tight-lipped about it. I'm sure it has something to do with whatever's mysteries up north. You know, if you sail around this continent, everywhere from Moonfell, across to the bay over there, the Frost Coast Bay, sheet of ice. You can't sail through it and come down from the north. There's something up there. A lot of people been trying to find out what for some 100 years or so now, of course. Um, but I think the people at Crestforge are sort of their protectors or something. This is the only comfortable, natural way to pass back and forth. Um, they've got it guarded in the air, up in the mountaintops. All this, what you see here is this little meeting place, and even when you get up there, it's just one portion of the city. The city spans this entire mountain range. It's vast. They have entrances and exits all over the mountain. I'm sure they're trying to, I don't know, either protect us from something in there or protect something in there from us. Oh, Discord one. Just sort of what you're coming up upon as river forks off to the side, all that good stuff.
Ooh, it's so pretty.
It looks nice. I love the river too. The river looks like extra fun.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly. Oh, yes. Um. Okay. Right. So, here we are. this is that wastage we'll have. We made really good time. So we'll probably have got 2 days. The rest of today, tomorrow, and then on that, by the end of tomorrow, we need to form with the group that's heading up to the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
I'd advise against leaving any trail of your true names here. They don't really care. This is the adventurers portion. There's a lot of people here that are travelers and adventurers. So be careful. I mean, up there it's all rules, and you don't get out lying. Down here, people get a little fancy, or reckless. It's all sorts, all types are stopping in here. So, not that it's lawless down here, but there's bar fights and the like, and people thieving. So just keep a careful eye on your wallets and purses and pouches and such, and your packs. Anything that's looks magical or expensive, just either tuck it away or just keep a careful grasp on it. And yeah, try not to leave any indication like who you truly are through here. That way, if anything does happen, there's nothing to trace back to anywhere of who we are.
Making sure to cover my gold ass neck with a scarf then.
Yeah, nice. She is kind of looking up at you a few times like, oh yeah, this is
Very easy to spot in a lineup.
Well, Adrian like flips her hood and looks like a lich.
Mm,
So that'll definitely help hide her
nice.
real identity. So glad I picked that up. I've used it so much.
That's really cool. Yeah, so you find you've got the rest of today and then anytime tomorrow to get go up to the mountain. So it's up to you. You can do it today or you can do it tomorrow. I'm sorry, the approach is tomorrow. So you've got today and tonight to kind of chill here, find a place to rest. There's a bunch of different taverns and inns and things like that. A really big spread of species here. It's just a lot of travelers here, even some that you don't see very frequently. Like tuna is super rare as a tiefling. Like in normal D&D they're rare, but here they're like extremely rare because it's from some lineage that's not even from this prime. So you almost never see tieflings here. You see one or two. Couple of other species. So many other species here. It's like a melting pot of melting pot. Different people from different backgrounds and such. Do y'all just want to kind of find a place, like lay low, get a rest, this and that? You want to stop and check anything out?
I absolutely want to check things out. I want to see if it could just in the tavern on our way to go rest, if there's any writings or anything that I can find of any writings or if anyone's speaking in that in the language that my Mahdi taught me, because if the tundra spoken in that tongue, I want to see if there's anyone here who speaks it.
Like that. I could make a perception check with advantage.
Boy, my favorite. Oh my god. I have to take a picture. Oh my god.
Ooh.
It's a natural 20, which makes it a 19, but
still amazing. Nice.
reverse the camera.
Nice. Yay. Yeah, let's see. So most of these people are travelers and such, but because you're listening so intently, there's a person that comes in to are you like listening through a tavern? Are you just kind of navigating the city and listening?
I think listening through a tavern. I do very well in taverns.
Okay. There's a human woman, maybe early 30s, standing about 5'8", dark bronze skin tone, strong, muscular build. cropped, wavy black hair, brown eyes, very like a handsome beauty. And there's a few officials here in the city, and they all have these beautiful white cloaks on. It's an interesting white. It has sort of like a galactic white. It's got this sort of cosmos sort of swirl in the white. So you can identify her as someone that works for the city. And she heads over to past your table, and you're near-ish the bar to keep an ear out. And she orders a drink and sits down, and another city worker comes in. And she looks ready to drink. The other worker that comes in looks like they're on business. And they briskly approach her. You're like 8 feet away. You're not very far away. And you hear them speak in this language to this woman. And because you can understand the language, you recognize this to be a report. That preparations are ready for the journey tomorrow. She replies in this alternate language and says, like, well, we'll see, it seems like a rowdy crowd tonight. We'll see how many show up. But, have everything ready in case everyone shows up. You're dismissed. And they head on out. She turns to the tavern keep and says, and now in common, just open a tab for me tonight, please. Oh, and just seems to be like overworked or something like that.
Okay. Are there any features on her, like in her eyes or her hair, that are similar to me and my family's at all?
You do have a pretty good view because you're pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
And despite being relatively bundled because of the cold, and here it's a bit warmer, magically warmed. And don't spot anything. Not with the gold or anything like that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm not gonna do anything with this because I don't want to jeopardize the mission, but I'll keep that locked away in the old noggin.
Okay. All right, Feyor and Latron, are you here with Dia drinking? Or just, eating or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, assuming that she didn't try to go off on her own. which
No,
I don't
we're
think we would have let happen anyway.
yeah. Do not let me wander.
Yeah, I think Feora would be trying to keep an extra close eye on Dia, just knowing that it's kind of like a shadier area and wanting to keep an eye on her, make sure she's all right. Yeah, that's all.
Ladron's drinking, but I was like, smartly drinking? That's not a thing.
You go into it thinking you will.
Words are hard,
thing.
okay? Yeah, being conscious about what she's how much she's drinking so she doesn't overdo it.
Nice.
Yep.
Will not be drinking for obvious reasons.
Same. I'm all of my energy is focusing on this conversation, but pretending I'm not focusing on the conversation. Just
beautiful. It's yeah, I guess because I imagine Legion of were just sort of like, it's not something you'd hear unless you were like really listening for it. There's plenty of people talking plenty of languages in here. But yeah, I mean, you know the language. It's
yeah.
it's beautiful. There's like an unspoken strength to the words, and they don't flow the way Sylvan does, and they're not sing-songy or choral the way that like Celestial is. But there is their own very distinct, beautiful movement. Like it can range anywhere from like a fish swimming through water and darting around, obstacles and stuff, just smoothly and beautifully navigating things, or the flight of the bumblebee, where there's a powerful energy, depends on what you're saying, and but that's sort of the feel and cadence to the language. It's really it's unique.
Okay. I
Mhm.
think I'll share once we get to our room. I'll share it with the group.
Well, you all book a room unless you had anything else, since everyone's being extra careful and cautious tonight. There's probably just one room is probably what Fenka's gonna advise. Like, the fewer things noticeable, just pile in a room and then we'll be good tomorrow. But Fenka's gonna be drinking for a little bit before she comes up.
Okay.
So you've got some
Perfect.
time alone.
Right. So, oh goodness, I feel like it's not a lot of information, but it feels like a lot. When it came to me in a dream of sorts, in between like the traversing of the hunt and she who was locked behind a door. I had a vision of, well, first I was alone, traversing through the snow, which I assume is going to be either the Crestforge Mountains or the tundra beyond it. And I failed in whatever I was trying to do. But then I had the same dream again where all of us were together and you all helped me succeed in my goal. And I'm not trying to be vague about this. I genuinely don't know where it is. It's the last thing that the only person I could, well, previously the only person I could trust told me to go. And the only heading I have is a large, ominous cave that leads into darkness surrounded by snow. And I am bringing it up because this seems to be reoccurring, that the only way that I will succeed is with all of your help. And I want to be, despite everything in me screaming not to, I want to keep you all in the loop, even though I do not have any information or anything like that to answer any questions. But I also bring it up because there's something that my grandparent taught me, and it was a language I knew before I even knew Common, and no one outside of them and I spoke it, except for everyone who is associated with this city in Crestforge. They speak it fluently. And I'll just utter a couple of words, in greeting, to see if Feora, Ladrin, and Tuna even recognize it at all.
So,
Beautiful, though.
I mean, it's pretty, but it sounds like gibberish.
Heard that.
Neither have I mean, except for certain members of my family, and then now everyone associated with this city is able to communicate in it. There
What were
wasn't
they
any.
saying?
Oh, it was a report that they were talking about the getting ready to move on, getting ready to pull the. I'm assuming the people through the city that they need to. A couple concerns that it was rowdy, so they're not sure who else is going to show up. I'm assuming because if you're late for whatever reason, they don't care if you're hungover. They're going to leave without you situation.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. Well, I don't really need to know more. Heads ups are great. But I'm good. So whatever you need. Cool. Ladrin's making tea if there's a setup that she can make tea for everybody. That's what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
You asked us to be here, we're here. And whatever that ends up looking like, we'll get through it. Get you the answers you need.
Thank you. I'm probably going to be saying that a lot through the next couple of months we're traveling again.
That's fair.
Relying on people other than yourself is different. Ugh.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling. I don't think I like it, but granted, I've just been like along for the ride, so.
Sarah will pull in Dia and Ladrin into like a
Yeah.
No.
Yes, later, accept the hug. This is happening.
Nice.
The pressure. Claustrophobic.
All right, nice. Yeah, well, after a little bit, Fenka comes up as well, and tonight's it's important to get plenty of rest tonight. About a couple of hours up into the walk, about 3.5 hours is where just match my pace. I'm gonna slow down a bit and find a good. We're gonna stay middle of the crowd. Some are going to take way off, and others are going to be further behind. We're going to find that perfect middle ground to just slip off. Things to note. There's a couple. If we have to be, because we have to be stealthy, I might not be able to yell, "Be quiet," or anything like that. So if you see me do this, a fist up, that means absolute quiet, pause, and take in your surroundings. You see me sort of pop my hand down, that means hide. So if you have to dig yourself into the snow and just, cover yourself, the snow's plenty deep up there, then do that. If there's an outcropping, whatever is going to hide you from whatever it is, that's whether animal or person or whatever. Those are the two big things to keep an eye out for, because there's a good chance I won't be able to yell or say anything. Just to keep an eye out for that closed fist to stop, and the pat down if we need to hide. And when the coast is clear, I'll let everyone. Or you can, of course, keep an eye out yourselves. But yeah, about the 3.5 hour mark. As we're getting close, I'll let you all know. And I want to keep voices down before we depart the path. And we'll keep an eye out for, there's patrols here and there that fly over. And we'll just keep an eye out, and when we know the getting's good, time it just right. And we'll depart. But again, please remember, that's where the real danger begins. Keep as quiet as you can, as often as you can. We'll try and cover the dangers as we go through. Okay? But for tonight, get the best rest you can, because it's going to be difficult to rest properly up on the mountain. Okay.
All right.
Noted.
It's in a little sleeping bag, and they head to sleep. Are you all heading to sleep, or anything else that anyone like? Sleep?
I'm heading to sleep.
Nice.
Ladrin would have made sure to
Mhm.
pound in some extra chamomile, lavender, whatever for the tea
Nice.
tincture to make sure that we just pass the fuck out. So
beautiful. Okay. And so you all get a good, complete night's rest. If you haven't marked it, and I don't know if we've done anything since the last time we would have marked it, but definitely long rest in D&D Beyond. The morning comes around. Fenka makes sure that she gets all of you up nice and early. Good hour early to get prepped, get everything packed, double check rations, get everything set, and to be there 25 minutes before the time, because sometimes they're just like, all right, we're moving out. So you get there, you wait, it's time to go, and off you head. You're on the trek up towards what would be the actual main portion of the city where visitors can go see up in the mountain. It's about a 7-hour trek from here to there altogether if you were to go all the way up. That little rope bridge thing, rope rail on the left, supported by the wooden posts every 10 feet or so. You navigate with Fenka, and about 3 hours in or so, she just says, all right, it's time we'll need to, stop talking. And when I say so, I'll just turn and kind of point off to the side and then just follow my lead quietly as you can. The next safe place to where we can sort of speak again will be about 2.5 hours of walking off the path. So for that 2.5 hours, don't say a thing. Okay? If there's danger and you spot it and no one else does, tug on the clothes, and then that person tugs on the next person and such. Don't yell as much as you might want to. It's a natural reaction, but do your best. Tug, notify, everyone will get low. But just precautions. Just precautions. I think we'll be all right. So everyone gets, hush. And that tension builds a little bit. It's a half an hour or so before you're going to get off the trail. And there's a crew of people that's walking a little bit faster than you that's sort of caught up. So Fenka just, whispers to everyone, let's slow down a bit, let them get past. We don't want anyone seeing us. So they get past. Your pace is really slowed. A large griffin flies overhead, a patrol or Crestforge, the first one you've seen. It's a rather large, you've seen griffins, but this one's rather large. Some shadows kind of cover the ground. You look up, and there's 2 riders on the back of the griffin. It's that big. And one just seems to be in the back. They have a long bow on their back, and they're just sort of keeping watch left and right. And the one in front is doing all the flying. And then so Fenka's like, all right, our window's going to be pretty small here because that patrol. But now's the time. Let's go. And points off to the left. And she'll leap over the little rope and be hustling through the tall snow. Everyone's following? Yeah. Okay.
Quick feet.
Nice. All right, crunch. Can I have everyone start off with a stealth check, please?
Okay.
Do I was going to ask, do I need a cast Pass Without a Trace since we're...
If you want to, we can backtrack time a little bit.
I would do so before we start moving, because spells require vocal components, and that could...
If you wanted to, I think the last place she would have been like, yeah, let's do that. It's about a half an hour before you departed the path. So if you want to backtrack it to there, she would have said, yeah, if you've got something, go for it.
Okay. Well, it only lasts an hour, so...
Okay.
I would have done that.
Okay, so you got about a half an hour from here. Nice.
Okay.
So, yeah, add 10, and I'll just keep in mind as we're navigating, it'll drop. Fiora, what you got?
What's the 10? 39.
Oh, jeez, okay. You know how, like, kids can walk on the snow and not break it? Like, Fiora's doing that, just like...
Some Legolas shit.
Yeah.
Yes!
Freaking Legolas.
Insane. Dia, what'd you get?
25.
Oh, nice, okay, nice. Latrin?
Nat 20 for a 33.
Oh shit, the two of you on top of the snow.
Love it. I'm gonna roll for Tuna here. Okay, a 26. Nice. All right, that's good. Even when the 10 drops, that's gonna be pretty good. And so you're navigating through this space. You make it the whole 2.5 hours. Nothing jumps out, nothing flies overhead. It's a pretty open tundra, so it's kind of hard to stay out of sight. So whenever there's rocks or formations, Fenka has you sort of walk near those, so you can kind of like try and duck under a bit if you need to. But nothing is really spotted. You were flown by or crawled by or anything like that. And you reach a point where Fenka holds Her fist up. And I've heard your perception of this area. Okay, yeah. Alright, alright. Oh, alright, let's catch our breath because it's exhausting running through like 2 feet, 1.5 feet. So it's like 1.5 feet of snow, and he's 3.5 feet. He's kind of running on top too. Alright, we'll catch our breath. Excellent work there. We switch to battle to share an image again. Excellent work. I'll put it in Discord. Alright, this is our first sort of area to take things in. It's path really, again, is very circuitous, so a lot of extra twists and turns here. But here's this is sort of the view, but this she leans out past like a big rock formation there. This is what we'll be navigating. See this image before you. Lots of broken stone in this area, but it really starts spreading the mountains that you can see. Even in that mist, that fog of atmosphere way in the back, more mountains. As it's, I think it's, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and it's 2 days because of difficult terrain. So it's 2 weeks to traverse this. This is the next 2 weeks.
Yay!
Right? Well, with that fun out of the way, let's start navigating. And I would like to ask for this little map that I'm going to bring up here. Let me know whose mini would like to kind of represent the party.
Oh goodness.
I mean, Dia.
Okay.
This is Dia's thing.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so here you are. You've made it to the beginning of traversing the mountains. This is a very generalized picture, of course. Roughly, each of these blocks is about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, is a day's worth of travel. And there's a bit of a winding path to get through here. You'll have some options as you're navigating.
Yes, love choices.
So, let me go back to my notes here. This is exciting. All right. The rest of this day is going to be spent, as you can see in the picture in Discord, kind of navigating a rocky area of the mountain before hitting some of that more open tundra again, more the open snowy banks. So the first thing I'd like to ask for is you're going to be going down before you're going up. So please, if you have a different way you want to handle this, let me know. Like, you've got your broom, although Fenka's probably going to say, like, it might not be a good idea to have that, out here. Yeah, as that'll probably stand out a bit, but it's up to you.
Yeah, no, she would have, when they have veered off, she would have put it back. Probably in the bag of holding. Oh,
nice. Okay. All right. Some of these rocks are loose, even the bigger ones, so check your foothold before we're not rappelling down or anything, but one of these lets loose, others let loose, the ones below you, the ones above. So I'll go first and try and test, but because of my size, I'm not always the best for that. So just be prepared, check your foot, put some weight on it first, and do your best. And can I have each of you make an acrobatics check to carefully navigate the potential footfalls through this tumbling rock area?
Is it possible if we have climbing kit to get advantage or?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Oh,
yeah, so you can all roll with advantage.
I would like to retract and say the broom is not in the bag of holding; it's on her back.
Oops, on your back. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, just
Gotcha.
No shit. Fuck, mother.
Feora, what you got?
I got a 16.
16. Okay, you navigate it pretty skillfully. Thankfully, nothing shifts for you. Ladrin, what'd you get?
I'm sorry, what you said? Acrobatics?
Yes.
10.
Okay.
I rolled a 4 and a 2.
Oh my goodness,
No.
no. I'm gonna put a pin in that and see what Dia got. Dia, what'd you get?
No.
17.
Okay. Also very successful in navigating this. Ladrin, I would like to ask you to make a quick dexterity saving throw, as you know, you're kind of going in between Feora and Dia. Actually, I should ask for like a marching order on this descent. It's your guide first, and who's following the guide?
I'll follow the guide.
Okay, Dia. Who wants to go after Dia? Which means they'll be above her on the mountain. Okay. Alright, so Ladrin, you'll be tailing up last. Okay. Yeah, what's your dex save, Ladrin?
13.
13. Okay.
Mhm.
Thankfully everyone else is sort of, shifting and walking off to the sides as one of your footholds. It's a medium-sized rock. It supports your weight until it doesn't suddenly. And it lets loose, and all the rocks in your right-hand side that you were using slide with it. And with that save, you're able to hang on to the stones on the left, and you put like all your body to the left. Everyone else sort of out of the way. It rolls by. Oh, hey, Dark Searchman, thanks for the raid. Yeah. So the rest of you, like Feora and Dia, you see some stones kind of go rolling by like 10 feet off to your right.
Yeah, this is why Ladra put the broom on her back. In case she slips and falls, she has enough time to whip it around, just in case.
Nice.
Yep.
So, disaster averted. You continue down sort of to this valley area. Can I have everyone make just a basic perception check for me to keep an eye out on things in the area?
Oh, snap.
Oh, that was better.
What'd you get, Dia?
I got a 19, but it becomes an 18 though because of my perception. But I'm just shocked at the double digits.
What? Awesome. Ladrin?
22.
Okay, and Feora?
19.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. All right, so you're all doing a pretty good job of keeping your eyes peeled for trouble. Let's see. Who had the 20 plus? It was Ladrin?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Ladrin, as you're descending to the bottom of this area, once again, it's sort of the bowl, the valley here. It fills up with a good bit of snow before you're going to have to trek up the other side this day. It's this blanket of white, of course, but I could have sworn you saw movement. Like a shift of white moving and stopping, moving, stopping, heading back the way it came and stopping. It's like hundreds of feet away.
Got it. I will telepathically, so I'm not shouting, drop into everybody's like head, like individually, just to give like a warning, like heads up. So
Okay. Fenka will. All right. There's some beasts in this area. Wolves, dire wolves, and others. But
It's always wolves.
yeah. But here, I think we're going to alter course a bit. I'm worried that there's winter wolves in this area too. Roughly twice the size of a dire wolf, and terrible frost breath and such. Oh, so beautiful. I think that might be what you spotted. And good job seeing it. Blend in almost perfectly with the stone. Incredible.
I'm okay with this.
We're gonna navigate around. Extra careful the rest of the descent. We'll go laterally over here. And so we can sort of instead of going through the bowl, we're just gonna have to go sideways around and back up. So, so you do. It's a little bit of extra work, but you're all like kind of built for this with all the travel you've done. And you begin ascending the other side, having navigated around the bowl of the valley here. And can I have you each make an athletics check to hoist yourselves, carrying yourselves up to the other side? And Feor, let me know. Actually, this one you can also do with advantage because of climb meter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh no, what'd you get, Feor?
The 13. Every time you added the advantage, I like hit the button again and I get a worse number the second time.
Oh no. Also, I had 13 for Feor. Ladrin?
Okay, I got way too excited. I'm sorry, acrobatics?
So, athletics this time.
Athletics. Ew. Okay, well, thank God. I got a nat 20 again.
Nice!
So, I took a picture. So that's actually a 19.
19, okay. Oh, nice. One of those, yeah.
Yep.
I took it both times. I'm like,
oh.
yeah.
Dia, what'd you get?
14. Thank goodness for advantage. The other one was a natural 1.
Oh my goodness. Oh, thank goodness.
Would have been bad.
Right down into the winter wolf's mouth.
Wouldn't be any other way to go.
Right?
Awesome. So you all continue. I mean, it's hard work, obviously, scaling down and then using all these antagonistic muscles to climb back up. But and it takes most of the day. You take little breaks where you kind of lean up against a stone to just catch breath, eat some food. At this point, Fenka's advised everyone empty their water bottles out. You can get it from, fresh falling snow, or, not the snow on the ground unless you absolutely have to, but like fresh falling snow you can collect. You just don't want to, you can empty it out like halfway if you keep your water bottle like tucked in somewhere warm. You just don't want it full so it expands. So at the end of like twilight's settling in, the sky goes from blue to those beautiful pinks and blues. And the stars are shining through the haze of those pinks and blues. And you're up at this higher elevation. It's even crisper and clearer than you. And you reach the top, the other side of this valley, the next peak. And you've got a lot of snowy slopes to navigate. But for tonight, an outcropping of stone. And Fenka advises, we'll set up camp here for tonight. You can't cook anything because you don't want smoke or fire or anything standing out. Build rations.
As I pull out my cooking set, like, oh no.
Yeah.
I trained for so long. Okay.
All right. Well, I have this, and she takes out a dull red, multifaceted stone and sets it down, and says an activation word, and you can feel after like 3 to 5 minutes there's heat coming off of it. It doesn't glow, nothing else, but there's like some heat coming off of it, like a campfire.
It's like that's so cool, like a fireless fire, like fire pit. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Fingers and toes first, keep them near. Anything that's gotten wet, keep it nearby that to dry it out for the day. Tomorrow, we're just gonna have to keep it. This is where more patrols and things start to happen. So there isn't really heavy snow. So starting tomorrow, there isn't a lot of snowfall. If we have heavy snowfall, we don't have to worry about covering our tracks. But we're gonna have to work as we travel tomorrow through all this heavy snow to find a way to sort of brush the tracks out. So we might switch people who's in the rear to take turns of sort of dusting about all the footfalls, because from the sky, of course, that's going to stand out like a sore thumb. Very clear walking trails. So we'll do our best tomorrow. We're also getting into the proper winter wolf territory, so keep it careful. Out, Ladrin and everyone. The blend in real well with the snow, so look for any shifts. Sometimes they'll pop their heads up to if you're on the same plane. That's a worry for tomorrow. Tonight we should be fine here. I'll see you all in the morning. Bundle up as best you can. Alright, you all have clothing for winter weather. It is super duper freezing here as you're now in the mountain portion. So I would like everyone to make a Constitution saving throw with advantage because you have these floofy warm clothes. Hey, Derek Surgeon. Fiora, what'd you get?
13.
Adrian?
21.
Okay, and Dia?
19.
Nice. All right, I should do tuna. Poor tuna is looking really cold by morning. Now, mind you, tuna has like heat resistance. The cold, a different story. They also rolled a 5 in total for their.
Oh no.
So they're fine. This isn't something that takes one day to impact, but they're looking pretty chilly, and they're just struggling a bit this next day to stay. So again, you've made it through the first day. That day got you here. Really no choices yet. You kind of have to get through this next area. Is it much that you can do? The snow here, again, is about 2 feet, 1.5 to 2 feet deep. Do you all have any sort of plan you want to enact to cover your tracks? Or are you just going to change people out and like kind of brush the snow where you've walked?
I mean, later, if your broom is out, could you just do the thing where it just drags behind? No,
No, it's not how that works.
I didn't. My only knowledge is TV. I don't camp.
I don't. No. She's looking through her spell lists.
Dia also having no idea how.
I could. No, that's too obvious. I was like, produce flame everywhere to let it melt, but that's too
Avalanche.
obvious. Avalanche. I don't. Okay, so I don't really have any spells that would help in this situation.
All right. Any other thoughts for you or for anyone?
Well, I don't think I have any good idea.
Fenka just says, all right, well, just whoever's running last, use your hands, whatever you can, sort of just shuffle it up. It's tricky, but, you know, we can't be spotted from the sky. We're going to try and stay out of the larger areas, but as you can see, and gestures out to just this huge snowy slope for at least a few hours of travel. The next 3 hours we're not gonna have anywhere really to hide. So, right. Speaking of, I would like you each to take one of these. And opens up her pack, and there's sort of a like a paper bag sort of material wrapped around something. Looks around almost like a disc, sort of this wide. Maybe like this thick, and it's just like this paper bag sort of wrapped around, sort of wrapping several times over. Don't open it. I'll let you know if we need it. Passes like one to Feora, one to later. Yeah. Right, keep it maybe under a jacket or something that keeps it relatively warm. We'll need it if we encounter any here beasts. So, all right. And the journey begins for the day. Can I have a fresh perception check so everyone keep an eye out today as you navigate across this particular dangerous spot?
You said another perception check? A
Yes,
fresh
I'm
perception
sorry.
check?
Mm-hmm.
No problem.
Thank you.
Here we are, back to normal.
Oh no, what'd you get, Dia?
7.
Oh, okay, nice. Fiora?
21.
Ooh, okay. Ladrin?
10.
Nice.
Doing
Okay.
great.
All right. Okay, so you are doing your best to head through. You were at one point, you're about 2 hours across this dangerous part of the day, right? This 3-hour expanse of snow. The rest there aren't going to be, the rest of the day is going to be well hidden and stuff like that, and relatively easy traveling. But 3 hours across these snowy drifts, you're about 2 hours in, and you see sort of some mounds of snow, as though they're like some rock formations that they just snowed on top of, or the mountain itself sort of fills up. But you hear and see some snow shifting and falling from the opposite side of a couple of these.
Without saying anything, she would try and get Ladrin's attention.
Okay. What do you do to try and get her attention?
Are we climbing right now? Or
It's just trudging across snow. There's a slope from left to right that you'll, tip that a little bit.
At first, just kind of like try tapping her arm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'll notice that later. Look for a snowball.
Can we talk?
I'm just teasing. Avalanche. Yeah, no. Legion, you feel a tap on the shoulder.
And I would just try and like point out like what I'm seeing. I'm trying not to talk. So like
You spot it too, Legion. A little snow shifting, and now you both see some movement. Sand, like the sand is sort of in a trail towards you.
pointing at the stuff and then pointing at
Like 3 of these trails. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I will telepathically bounce in Tuna's, Dia's, and I'm gonna screw up this pronunciation, but the other person's name.
Nice.
Fenka?
Fenka, yep.
Fenka? Because all I can think of is Funka, like, or Funko. Like, that's not it. And
okay, what do you say?
Heads up. And I'll give, oh man, I don't know if we don't have clocks. I'm like, at your 10, at your 6, at your this. So I'll do directions.
Okay. Don't hold your fist
and if
up then.
no one knows north and south, then I'll do right and left or up and down, like how I would like to have them given to me.
Nice. Okay, she holds the fist up and takes out her paper bag and waves it up in the air, like to the rest of you, like take yours out.
Yeah, the thing she got for it.
Yeah, that disc.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take it out.
The 3 tunnels get closer and speed up a bit, and then sort of pause as these 3 regular, they're like timber wolves, come up out of the snow. They start walking around you like a pattern, around you. And Fenka takes some of the paper off of the stake and is gonna be like, and toss it at one of the wolves. Are anyone else doing that as well to any of the other wolves?
Yeah, because how many are you? Said there were three? There's three,
3 wolves. Mm-hmm.
3 wolves. Okay. Yeah, I'll toss my piece too, since I don't know how that wolves work.
Okay. Go ahead and make an animal handling check, Dia, to try and keep these animals occupied with their meal.
Okay.
And you can do it at advantage because Fenka's assisting, basically. You're both doing it.
Okay, of course it's a wisdom skill. Why do I do this to myself?
Oh no.
Okay, so it's -1. 16 though.
Okay.
So
Yeah, absolutely. They're just timber wolves, and they're hungry. What's better than like all the work taken out? They just get free steak. Fenka looks back and kind of gestures to Ladrin and Feora, like, put your steaks back. Let's go. And Fenka kind of doubles the pace out of there, like slowly at first, and then once you're all sort of out of range and they're just kind of mowing down on those two and fighting over the steaks, because there's 3 of them and 2 steaks, you start booking it and you make it past that dangerous part for this next day.
absolutely.
Yeah, you get into some good cover, you navigate the rest of the day, and are able to rest and get another good night's sleep, moving you
Yes.
another day forward. Okay. Actually, wow. All right. Let's see. Where are we? Oh, the next day. Okay. The next day you're traveling upward again. You have to scale up to a rather high. It's not one of the peaks, but it's a plateau near one of the peaks of the mountains. So if I can ask everyone, please, for just an athletics check with advantage today as you navigate this. There's fewer stones, more snow. It's a little slippery and tricky, and you don't want to knock too much snow free. Later, let me know what you get when you're all set.
I'm sorry, which one again?
Athletics for this one.
Athletics, okay.
With
okay,
advantage.
that's what I thought. 18.
18, okay. Feora?
A 16.
Nice. Okay, Dia,
6.
nice, okay. Let's see what Tuna's getting. Okay. All right. So you're navigating up, and it is tricky. It's slippery, and at one point, Dia, you do indeed slip, and your foot, your hand slips, and you start sliding this way, sideways, and your left foot slips off the stone you had positioned on, and everything's just slick and ice, and it's steep enough where you start sliding. The 2 people that are closest, let's see, would be Feora and Tuna. So Feora, go ahead and make a do you want to do anything as you see Dia slipping and kind of sliding past you?
I would love to try.
Okay, what do you want to try and do? For what it's worth, you see Tuna on the other side trying to reach out and grab.
I mean, I wouldn't want to get in Tuna's way.
You don't know if Tuna's going to succeed. But if you don't want to try, that's fine.
No, I mean, I'm fine to try. I just feel like Tuna's likely to have a better...
If you'd like to try, go ahead and make a dex save. Be like fast enough to realize it's happening and reach over and try.
I can try that. How's it 24?
A 24 is great. Great. Tuna got a dirty 20. So the 2 of you grab a wrist apiece. You're like, no! Face hits the snow, and Tuna kind of looks over to you, Feora. That's fast. You can have this one. And go ahead. I'm glad you're all right, dear.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying not to cry because I don't want my tears to freeze.
Nice. Yeah, so Fiora is able to kind of like, pull you over and get you situated enough to kind of get your grip again. Get up further. All right. So, climbing. That's what this evening is about. Okay, good. Yeah, thank goodness, because that was a pretty steep fall. You continue making your way up to the very tippity top, and finally reaching the plateau here. Fenka first. The rest of you are like ready to kind of like pull yourselves up over the ledge, and Fenka holds her fist up. What do y'all do?
Immediately stop.
That, yeah.
Okay.
In the name of love.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna put an image in Discord and here. You see for you 2 humanoid creatures. Where is this?
Oh god. Me dropping things.
I don't see the thing, so I'll just say you find 2 humanoid creatures. One seems to be on this metal circular platform, multi-tiered. It's only like 6 feet, maybe only 5 feet from one side to the other. But there's like a lower portion that's just above the snow, and it kind of steps up to a higher portion that has some other, like, almost like little tinkering gizmos on it. And there's a humanoid creature standing on it, draped in these long red robes, flowing, kind of tattered at the edges, carrying what looks like a maybe a lance or a pole arm with a really long serrated blade on it. That's this red metal to tip the blade, and another humanoid creature opposite her that has also really hulking form. Whatever armor it has, really dense, like metals, and kind of blocky. The same red armor adorning it, and has this metal sort of collar that wraps around the back of its neck, and what seems like some sort of large metal helm that is rather narrow, but long across the top of its head. Gonna put these images where they go. Fenka. Problem. These are some Class C. They're automatons that guard the mountaintops. They're highly perceptive and incredibly dangerous. think sort of like really advanced golems. Need to be extra careful. And you, as she says that, you hear as the feminine one steps off the platform and whizzes the blade once by her side, and you hear what you can swear is like air being cut. This terrifying of metal after the swath of the blade. She's like, all right, lower. And you hear the 2 of them, both things activating, walking through the snow in your direction. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh, crap.
Oh, Class C rovers.
This place has automatons?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dun, dun, dun.
Fun.
Crazy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just kept thinking of what was Centaurumon from Digimon. I don't know why I was thinking of Centaur. Like,
Amazing.
that's what immediately came into my head. Yep.
Beautiful. Yeah, so there we have it. Well played, players. That was a lot of fun. Ooh, hiccup. Excuse me. Thank you all so much for being so amazing, and oh, I can't wait to see where this all goes next week. Got some more journey through the plenty more journey through the mountain. Plenty of interesting stuff beyond. But great job facing all the dangers and everything so far. All right, gonna rate our friends here. But for anyone that joined us new tonight, thank you so much for hanging out. If you had fun, consider giving us a follow. You can be alerted to all our content. We have other D&D streams and such across the week. If you've been watching Sundered Faete, our newest campaign, lots of high fantasy action and danger and story. Man, yeah, I hope we'll catch you next week. There's gonna be some real juicy story next week. So, and danger.
Story and danger.
Okay, I'll give I'm gonna raid over our friends at Our Heart Studios. Please consider giving a call, Mad Bird raid, and chat for support and funsies. And we'll catch you all soon, hopefully next week. Take care, everybody. Oops. Have a lovely night. And oh, do they? Sorry. Have a lovely night. We'll catch you soon. Bye. All right. Well, click.
Ooh. Yeah, so I definitely have to run. We just